So you mentioned I was when a little bit of background here. I came across your work through an article that I was reading, and I really it touched it touched a piece of me seeing how you were able to heal through the process of your own artwork. There's one thing that you mentioned there where you said a slow um, a slow a slow grounding technique, which is basically stitching, and the metaphor that you use there. Can you talk a little bit about that metaphor and how it helped you in the healing process?
Yeah, so my stone pieces are all hand
Yeah.
sewn, and it's because when you're hand sewing, you don't have shortcuts. You have to go through the motion of putting thread through a needle, pushing that needle through the fabric and pulling it. And it's repetitive and it's boring sometimes and tiring, but that's what recovery is with mental health. I have post traumatic stress disorder after what happened to me. I'm lucky that it doesn't affect my day to day, but it's through these grounding techniques, and it took time for me to get here. So that's where hand sewing comes in. I use a lot of metaphors, and that's one that I have found a lot of healing from because it was through that process of making my art to that I got to this point.
Did you have?
I'm
Go ahead.
curious to hear. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Francis.
I was just gonna follow up in terms of the support system that you had around you from right after it happened, and just as you continue through the journey, because now you're also an advocate for the cause. Um, how is that journey being navigating? Because I know by yourself, with the challenge of mental health in a situation like that, it's probably not easy to go through it by yourself.
Yeah, so I was very lucky in that. So after my attacker attacked me, I escaped basically. Um, and after I escaped, one of my best friends was waiting for me because I texted him and he came to find me. And then that immediate, hug, which is like comforting and protection, resonated with me. That stuck with me for a long time. Um, I told my family a few days after it happened, and they were supportive too, which I felt very lucky about as well because I'm first generation, and sometimes parents raise you in an overprotective manner because they're so scared something could happen to you. All these things. So my parents have prepared me my entire life to take care of yourself, don't trust people. But this was a friend, supposed
Uh,
friend. But they immediately, believed me, and my dad pushed for me to see a specialist, a psychologist who had a specialist in this kind of trauma. My mom kept trying to talk about it with me. And along the way, with different family and friends, there were miscommunications and errors that sometimes hurt. But there was I at least always felt the right intention behind it, like what their intention was. And for me, it became a huge turning point when I had befriended this person from a university about 7 months after it happened to me. And they told me their story. And that
Oh
was
wow.
yes, that was like a huge weight off my shoulders that I didn't even know that I was carrying that, like in that way, the feeling alone. Because I had people talking to me. So that was what stuck out. And I felt relief where I was like, I'm not alone. Oh my gosh, like there's somebody else that feels this. That means there's more people. And then immediate sadness because I was like, there's more people that feel this way. This is awful. And that's kind of what led my healing to take a turning point where it's like, okay, I want to heal, but I want to help other people heal the way I felt this moment.